Hey, I'm Stephanie, and I just realized that Sephora is my storage unit. Here's what I mean. I used to shop like everything was urgent. Like if I didn't get that bronzer or that sweater or that new kitchen gadget right now, then I would regret it forever. So I dragged it all home in the name of FOMO, and to be honest, most of it just kind of sat there. But then I looked up the word store in the dictionary, and the very first primary definition of the word shocked me because it wasn't a shop. It's a supply kept for future use. Future use! That's the whole point of a store. Stores are literally designed to hold things until we're actually ready for them. I know Sephora's shelves are definitely better lit and most certainly better organized than my vanity drawers will ever be, and Target's shelves beat my linen closet in that respect too. So now, instead of stockpiling things at home, I let the stores do their job, storing my stuff until I really want or need it. And that changes everything. If you're new here, welcome to the Adagio sessions. Adagio is a musical term meaning slow and with feeling, and I am all about taking the time to feel good about my purchases instead of rushing into them and then feeling like I made bad decisions. I used to overpurchase. My main category was makeup, but I think these reflections can benefit anyone who's ever overshopped for anything. Whether that's shoes, video games, craft supplies, you name it, the principles are pretty much the same. I don't think that there's a right or a wrong way to enjoy things like beauty or shopping. I'm just sharing what's helping me right now, and this storage unit revelation was huge for me, and we're going to get into why. But let me briefly back up because this didn't happen overnight. When I first got into makeup, it was genuinely for the joy of working with the makeup itself, playing with colors, learning techniques, experimenting with transformation, actually wearing the stuff. And that enjoyment very naturally became an interest in different products and formulas and tools, which is pretty reasonable, right? But somewhere along the way, my hobby shifted from wearing makeup to buying it. And that is when my makeup monster was born. If you followed me for a while, you already know her. She's just the part of me that has to own every formula and texture and finish to find the best of the very best for me. And here's the thing about my makeup monster. She is best friends with my Swatch Goblin, and the Swatch Goblin is the part of me that gets absolutely giddy about trying new textures and colors. Neither of them are bad. In fact, they're both actually quite delightful. But when the makeup monster and the Swatch Goblin team up and convince me that I need to own everything that they want to play with, that's when things get messy. I just need to pay my rent. One day, I woke up and realized that my hobby of buying makeup was actually hindering my hobby of wearing it. I couldn't find things in my crowded drawers. I would forget about absolutely stunning products I owned just because there was too much visual noise. And I even started getting decision fatigue from trying to apply makeup in the morning. There was just too much to choose from. And for me to say that takes a lot. What I realized about shopping, and maybe you felt this too, so please let me know if I'm not alone in the comments. Shopping often comes with a high and then a crash. There's that peak of anticipation right before I check out when I'm imagining how this new thing will transform my life. And then there's the crash. Maybe I had high hopes that this particular new eyeshadow palette would completely reinvent my look. But I got it home only to realize that although it is truly gorgeous, it's still just dirt. Beautiful, expensive dirt, just like all of my other palettes. Luxury compost, if you will. Or maybe it's just more similar to what I already own than I expected. Congratulations, Stephanie, you just duped your own collection. Again. Actually, I'm curious, if you've ever felt that post-shopping crash, when do the negative feelings usually start for you? Is it when you're standing in line? Is it when the money changes hands? Or is it when you walk out of the store with the bag? Or is it later when you get home and reality sets in? Because I think when those feelings hit might tell us something important about what's actually happening. Like if the negative feelings hit while you're paying, maybe your inner purse pixie is trying to signal that the purchase isn't aligned with your financial priorities right now. Or if they hit when you're walking out of the store with the bag, maybe it's because you just realized you were being impulsive and that if you had given the decision more time, you probably wouldn't have made that purchase right now. And if the negative feelings hit when you get home, well, maybe it's because you had unrealistic expectations for what the product could actually do for your life. What do you think of this theory? Let me know in the comments. But back to that whole revelation about the definition of a store, because once I started thinking of stores as storage facilities instead of shopping destinations, everything changed for me. I still don't think there's anything wrong with shopping. I was just doing it wrong, at least for me. Shopping, for me, should be more like visiting a museum than hitting an all-you-can-eat buffet. When I visit a store to explore, to engage with products, to educate myself about them, and maybe entertain myself a little bit, when those are my primary goals, I leave feeling so much more satisfied than when I actually buy something that I don't need or truly even want right now. Because I just paid a visit to my very own storage unit, Sephora. I can visit my things there anytime that I want. They're placed on climate-controlled, well-lit shelves. Everything is organized by brand and color. And when I realize that I have the time, the energy, the space, and the money to truly enjoy something new, I can go back to my storage unit and then take it home. Now when I go to places like Sephora or Target or Ulta or Michael's or wherever to browse, I'm not going to shop. I'm going to visit my stuff. My Swatch Goblin gets to play to her heart's content, and she can test textures and compare formulas and get all of that tactile satisfaction. And the makeup monster gets fed too because we're still engaging with products and learning about new releases. But then, and this is the magical part, I get to leave without carrying any extra weight home with me because the store is doing exactly what it was designed to do, storing my things for me until I'm ready for them. This helped me realize that shopping and buying are not the same thing. Both are perfectly fine, just at different times and for different purposes. Shopping is about exploration and entertainment and education. Buying is a separate decision that comes when I have space in my life, physical space, mental space, financial space, and time to enjoy whatever I'm considering. And once I understood that distinction, it became so much easier to just put things on my wish list and then walk away from stores without spending money or sacrificing space in my house for something that would just distract me from the beautiful things that I already own and don't even get to enjoy enough as it is. So here's the idea I'd like to offer you. What if stores aren't trying to empty their shelves into your home? What if they're offering to be your personal storage facility? This works whether you shop at Walmart or Nordstrom, whether you're into makeup or handbags or home goods or books. The principle is the same. Use stores to explore and engage, and then let them do their actual job, storing things until you're truly ready to use and enjoy them. If you had to pick just one store as your personal storage unit, what would it be? If you liked this idea and want to go a little deeper, I've unpacked the joy of wanting in my blog for free members on Patreon, and I've shared some extra behind-the-scenes examples for my paid members. It's like an extended storage tour, but with fewer fluorescent lights. I'll leave the links in the show notes and the pinned comment. If you stuck with me this far, maybe you could let me know by liking, commenting, subscribing, and you might like this video here. Thanks for hanging out, and to all of my patrons and channel members, including my Adagio angels, for making conversations like this possible. I hope we can all remember that even stumbling can be a form of moving forward. So let's stumble in style.